All right, so we're back at it, guys. Welcome back. Appreciate you tuning back in. Getting ready to load the S14 up. Colby's moving the truck now. We're gonna pull this girl out. It's been a fun run. It's been 5 years with this car. An old friend of mine owned it for those 5 years, and then recently Colby and I acquired it back. So we got it back because it was one of those deals that I wanted to, have the drive line for sure. I wanted the car back, but I'm really just more into having like a street setup, being that I have Cool Whip and I do all my racing with it. Got our heater going on out here to get warm when we need it. The swap is out. It's over here to the side. Like I said, it's one of those deals that this one's going and a new one is coming to replace it. Colby helping me load up. This thing's going to Charleston, West Virginia tomorrow. Like I said, my guy's going to put a turbo LS in it. It's going to be a sick setup. You guys will see it in the no prep world. Like I said, man, this was a pretty simple deal. You know, nothing you guys can't do. The CD00A swap, Mazworks RB bell housing, Pulsar turbo, infamous turbo manifold. Simple motor build, still 10mm head studs. Factory, accessories, things like that. We don't run power steering at all. We just loop the lines and run a bicycle water pump belt. But the, stock ignition, stock ECU, RS tuned, just some decent fueling and some little bit of boost. So I'll check back in with you guys later. All right, guys, this is finally back home from taking the S14 up to Charleston, West Virginia to meet Zach and let him take that thing away to go put a turbo LS in it. I know that thing's going to be sweet when he's finished with it. You guys will have to forgive me on the editing on this. This will be second video so far, so hopefully I can get the editing down pat and kind of get things rolling. But I do want to take the end of this episode, the end of this video, and kind of give you guys a little walkthrough of the S14. I know a lot of you were pretty curious about it. A lot of you wanted to know kind of the setup on it, what it done, where it come from, so on and so forth. So that car actually started with an S14 SR20 in it, had a little T28 guy, 300 horse. From that point, it went to I want to say a Pulsar 2871, ethanol, things like that. It ended up about 430 horse, 400 torque. Beat the devil out of that thing for a long period of time. I think it ended up eating a valve one night when it was really cold. So decided to put a KA in it. It's had a few KAs. The first one ended up, I want to say, it lasted a little while. I think it made 650 horse, 630 or 640 torque. It only did that for one pull or two. It ended up getting turned back down after that. And that engine had stock main bolts. We weren't aware of that when we put it in the car, bought it from a friend. So stock main bolts were not happy at 32 PSI. That car had a S257 Borg Warner, pretty simple fuel system. Nothing wild on that one. It went from there to the engine that is over here now that we just pulled out of it. That guy right there. That one right there. That setup is a JE 10-to-1 piston, Manly Turbo Tough rods. It's got the Tomei 270 cams. It's got SuperTech dual valve springs, SuperTech valves, intake and exhaust. It's got an excessive intake manifold. It's got 5.0 Motorsports Black Ops 1400cc injectors. Infamous Motorsports turbo manifold, and it's had a few different turbos on that engine, being that it was manual, went to the auto, now it's back to the manual setup. So the current turbo is a Pulsar GTX 3584 RS, which is a 6766. It's got a T382 back half on it. That setup with the old Pulsar, which was a 6255 or G3900, it had a 82 T3 rear on it. That setup made, I believe it made 603 and 560 torque on like 29 PSI or something like that. And that was through, a drag slick on a 424X dyno jet at Zip Tide. So pretty strong, pretty healthy there. The setup that's on it now is the same boost. It is the same. I think it's about 30 now for the most part. We turn it down anywhere from gate pressure is about 17, and I think it makes about 500 right there on 17, and we can turn it up to realistically give or take 700. 680, 700 is where it should be with that setup. That's Pumpy 85. Those injectors are single Walbro 525, a -8 feed line, and -6 return. So like I said, that car is, or that setup, not that car. That car's gone. It'll be going into a new chassis. Can't wait for you guys to see that. It's going to be sick. Something I'm pretty excited about, and actually something I've never personally owned. So if you guys have any questions about this setup, anything that you want to know, want to try to mimic it, let me know. We can get you set up. I know it's a pretty sweet little setup there. Like I said, that red's pretty. Again, Pulsar turbo. I mean, standard stuff. We do bicycle the water pump belt. We don't run power steering or air conditioning at all. If you want to do that, we sure can set you up with it. But again, if you want to mimic that setup, you know, imitate it at all, give me a shout out. We can get you done. Send me a message, an email, something like that. We'll get you guys rolling. But again, thanks guys for tuning in. I'll end this video. What I want to do is kind of throw some clips together for you, some pictures, some videos of the car over the years, of the setup over the years, so you can kind of see how it's worked. You know, some street kills. I'll kind of throw some descriptions in there for you guys, and I will make sure that you see what you want to see. Guys, appreciate you watching. Again, like, subscribe, comment, share it to your friends. Let me know what more I can do, what more you want to see. Hopefully I can get you in Adam's car here. We're going to do some upgrades on it. Going to fix a few things on it, and Jason's car as well. So hopefully we'll have those done here pretty soon, have some parts in. I know when they start rolling in, we're going to be busy. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.